So I want to introduce my friend and real estate partner, Sam LoFaso. Sam, glad you're here today.
Thank you. Thank you for inviting me.
Of course. Sam and I have been working together now for about 3 years. Sam is a high-level athlete, wrestled at a very high level at Tiffin University, and he's a very competitive guy and is part of a great brokerage in Brunswick called LoFaso Real Estate Services. So Sam, we've had a great year together. We've been working on taking care of a lot of clients, and I appreciate our partnership. I know we've had a few clients we've taken care of recently that have really been happy with the service we provided. I guess talk a little bit about what you feel like makes the chemistry work and how we've been able to help some of the buyers, and maybe even an example of who we've been able to help and how that went.
Yeah, so I know we've been able to help a lot of people recently, but I think one of the ones that sticks out to me is the most recent one was one of my good friends, Tim, and he actually was in a house, bought a close, and we ended up not. But a lot of points on that was how we were able to navigate the point of sales and different things with different cities. I know sometimes it can be a little bit tougher, but we're able to navigate that a little bit and learn from it, the biggest thing. So I think a big thing would be try to contact the cities, early on, try to navigate what their point of sale looks like. If it's interior, exterior. I know since COVID, a lot of cities moved to straight exterior, but some cities are now getting back into the interior, which if you don't know that, it would be good to look up and find out with the city. So that was a big thing with University Heights itself that we ran into a little bit.
You know what I found interesting is that a lot of times the sellers in today's marketplace, even the sellers of these specific homes or those listing agents, they're not always well versed or well informed as far as what the requirements are. And what I'm seeing is some clients that bought their homes during COVID, during that time, might not have gone through a thorough point of sale inspection. And now that they're reselling the house 3-4 years later, they're facing issues that came up that should have come up and been fixed previous. So now it's like you're fixing sort of two sets of problems. So
Right, yeah. For that specific house, I remember they bought it in 2021.
Yeah.
So it was right at the end of that COVID era, but they had a point of sale inspection, but it was only exterior. So when they needed potentially interior to fix a lot of the other things, it came up on this one in now 2024 when they're starting to get the interiors going again, and a lot of things came up that we didn't really know was going to happen.
Sam, I know we talked a little bit about this weekend about just how your competitive spirit drives you. I guess talk about that, because you went all the way through successful college wrestling career as an athlete while doing school, and you performed at school at a high level too.
Right.
What is that like? How does that drive you to be a better agent?
I think just the competitive nature. I know wrestling and real estate is very similar to its core because, yes, you have a team like LoFaso Real Estate. I'm on the Sam LoFaso team with my dad and Michelle Cobb.
Yeah.
However, it's also individual. You're not going to build yourself on others' success. You're going to build yourself on your own success. And that's exactly how wrestling is too. So have that drive, I like to think of it as drive itself, because you can only be motivated for so long. You can be motivated for a day, but drive is going to take you to that next level, and that's where I'm trying to go.
And I think that you're still involved with some coaching, some high school age young men, right?
Yes, absolutely.
So what's that like? So you're still involved with the youth wrestling community. What do you do, and how does that add to your real estate success? Are you meeting other people through that?
Yeah, so I've met quite a few people. Actually, I'm meeting with and showing some houses to a coach of mine when I was in high school, but now he's still a coach there. His daughter was a year older than me. And we're starting to get into show her some houses, and it's networking, it's meeting new people, but it's also giving back. So I like to give back and really help the kids that are now in high school try to get better and achieve the things that maybe I couldn't have.
So Sam, geography is important. They always say location for a house is very important, right? Location, location, location. What are some spots where your current clients are looking to buy a house? What are some of the hot areas that you're searching in right now?
So the hottest areas that I've seen right now is Middleburg Heights, Parma Heights, even Brook Park, but some of the hottest ones, I would say Strongsville, Brunswick. Medina's huge right now. We're starting to get into a space where people are trying to upsize, get into the bigger homes, which is where you would see in Brunswick, Medina, Strongsville, and that's where I've seen it mostly.
Good. And are you doing much down like the North Canton, Akron area as well? Or?
I've done one, but I haven't done much in that area.
Okay. I think you've done a few things also on the far west side, like Lakewood, Rocky River, areas like that.
I've showed lots of houses in Lakewood, and I think I've shown a couple in Rocky River. I would say the hottest areas that I have with my my clients are the Brunswick, Medina, Strongsville,
Got it.
and then even up by Parma Heights, Brook Park, and Berea.
So Sam, those areas you're talking about, what do you think people love about those areas the most? What's drawing them to want to buy a house there?
Specifically for the Parma Heights, Middleburg Heights, Berea area, I think they're getting drawn a little bit further away from the city,
Okay.
trying to look for maybe their starter home, or the people that might be upsizing are looking for a little bit more of a rural-ish
Some
area.
more acreage maybe.
A little bit more land, a little bit more house, and just to have something that their family can really grow into and love it.
So Sam, we know that real estate is your passion, and we talked a bit about your other things, but what do you like to do when you step outside of real estate and you decompress a little bit and take care of yourself and your family? What are some of the things you love to do?
So some of the things that I love to do are, give back with wrestling and coaching wrestling now. I know that's half of the year, so it's really only the winter months. But in the summer months, spring months, fall months, I like to go fishing, golfing. I love golfing, so kind of decompress from real estate a little bit and just have a little bit of fun.
If we just get your dad to play golf now, that'd be...
I know, that'd be great. So Jeff, some of my clients are having a lot of questions recently about closing costs and what I can give them a ballpark on what that's going to look like. And then also I have a lot of questions about interest rates and how are you handling those questions and what are you looking at?
Yeah, let's tackle those. So in terms of closing costs, Sam, some national averages, a transaction of $250,000, we could say approximately $7,500 in total closing costs. Transaction at $500,000, probably closer to $10,000. And we really help the clients to break down what goes into that number, because it might sound like a big number at first, but it takes care of different things. It takes care of the real estate fees portion of that. It takes care of the title company fees, the lender fees, but also taking care of their first year of their home insurance so that the home is properly insured. It also takes care of some title insurance policies they're going to receive. So we give them the numbers, but also break down what they're getting and what value they're getting out of that, so they better understand why those numbers are what they are.
Okay.
And then, Sam, in regards to interest rates, what's interesting is that, typically right now, 30-year rates are approximately, high sixes, maybe low 7%, depending. And in the history of interest rates, that still is an okay number, but I think what's happened in the marketplace is 3 to 4 years ago when rates were 4%, let's say, everyone got conditioned to see those low rates.
Right.
So where do I see things going? That's a great question. It feels like in the market there's going to be some relief towards the end of 2025. We might see rates get down to low 6% for 30-year fixed for well-qualified clients.
Okay.
Possibly high fives, maybe might happen. But the counterpart of that is if rates go down, our home price is going to escalate because there's more competition. So what I share with people is it's all, to me, buying situational. If their situation and their needs can be met now and the mortgage is affordable, I focus on that because none of us can really predict where rates are going to go.
Right.
Otherwise, we'd all be retired on Wall Street somewhere, right?
Right. I work with a lot of first-time home buyers, and a lot of the questions that I also get are, what are some loan programs that they might be able to qualify for that can help them buy that first home?
Those are good questions because typically the first-time home buyer, you'll see that the down payment requirement and maybe the closing cost requirement is just too much to bear if they haven't got that level of savings. So there are programs out there that myself and other originators offer where, depending on their income levels, how much they make, depending on their career, what they're doing, there can be programs that may help them with some down payment assistance or in some cases grants that can at least help to offset some of that initial investment for down payment. So those are things that on a case-by-case basis we can offer our clients if they meet the criteria. And then also in real estate, as you know from being an agent, we have the chance in some cases to allow the negotiation to have the seller pay some of the buyer's closing costs, which can kind of help with that and offset that barrier to entry to get them into houses quicker.